The one and the only Dhoni. How are you?
Whistle Podu.
Whistle Podu indeed. Here's the thing, I'm sure you've noticed this, that every time you come for an event, there's a standing ovation like this. It's you are referred to very often as a legend. आपकी उम्र क्या है? How could you be called a legend? How does that feel? That's a priceless feeling in itself, isn't it?
Well, it feels very old to start off because to be called a legend, first of all, I don't believe I'm a legend, but to be called a legend, which means you have spent a lot of time on the field. On the field, whether, depending on whichever stream you come from, whether you are from Bollywood, whether you are from cricket or any other sport, or business, banking, any sector. So I definitely feel old. That's one thing. But more than that, what I feel is the connect that I have with the people. And I think most of you would have played cricket at some point of time. And the reason why people connect with me is because the way I play cricket is how they play cricket. You know, it's not like Paji, Sachin Tendulkar playing cricket where you see him and you're like, I can't play like that. You know, they see me playing and they're like, ऐसे तो हम भी खेलते हैं. You know, on the gully, on the ground, we have played like that. You know, he doesn't have an orthodox way of playing. You know, he's somebody who hits the ball everywhere and he has a lot of fun on the field. So I feel that's what my greatest strength has been. It's not about being a legend. I was fortunate when I was leading a team. I had a very experienced team with me, and you know, it makes the job a lot easier. So it's not about being the legend. For me, it was all about connecting with the people and making sure that the Indian cricket team, you know, we as a team, we perform to the potential that we have.
You just spoke of Connect. There's a survey where the results revealed that you are the second most admired man in India. Taaliyan ho jaye. That is a big deal. Second to whom? Second to our Prime Minister.
Well, I think I can stand in election now.
I don't think वो दिन दूर नहीं है. मुझे लगता है ये भी possible है.
No, it's a very
because
tough job.
Because you are for the people. You are loved by the people.
Yeah, but I'm more of the army guy, you know, than a politician. You know, I love spending time with the army. I'm pretty much straightforward. Politics is, you know, I think if I ever want to get into politics, I'll have to really study a lot, you know, do a lot of changes, and you know, then maybe I'll be able to adapt. But you know, it's a big thing to be admired by so many people, and you know, thanks to cricket. If I was not playing cricket, I don't think, you know, there'll be so many people who would be admiring me. And a lot of times people say, "Oh, you are very lucky." You know, I love when people say that, and I just tell them, you know, it's not like I am lucky. It's just that the number of people I meet and the connect that I have with the people, they are the ones who pray for me. You know, and that's why I'm so lucky. It's not like, you know, I was born lucky, but over the years it has happened that, you know, whenever there's a 50-50 scenario, more often than not, you know, it turns in the favor of us, you know, whether it's me as an individual or as a team. So, you know, being lucky is important, but at the same time, I think the admiration and it's something, you know, you feel a lot more satisfied looking at, you know, the kind of ovation you get wherever you go and the kind of love and affection that people show towards you.
We'll talk about luck in just a minute, but I'm going to make a prediction here. It is going to happen. I see it. Dhoni, Prime Minister of the country, couple of years from now, that is a possibility. I really believe. And then when this happens, you said Mandira Bedi predicted it, okay? Sitting on stage talking to Dhoni. But
I think that's more pressure than, you know, trying to win a World Cup.
You don't take pressure.
Imagine especially with the banking sector and everyone, oh, the GDP is going down, you know, the financial deficit is happening, export, import, all that thing. So I personally feel the job of a politician, whether it's a minister or a state politician.
मैं आपकी बात नहीं बोल रही हूँ, आगे जाकर.
It's a very tough job. You know, we all love criticizing politicians, but at the end of the day, you know, we are a big country. The number of people, that in itself is a big challenge. We talk about, local trains or buses or roads, but we are just too big, and it will take time, for
Will take
us
time.
to become what some of the other countries are. But I always felt till your intention is right and you're moving forward thinking that this is what is good for the country or the state, that is the right decision
For
to
that,
make.
you need a change maker and someone who stays cool and calm under pressure, just saying. But as captain, as leader, we've seen a World Cup win, we've seen a T20 World Cup win, we've seen India at number one, ranked at number one for 18 months in the test format. So you've given our country many, many, many priceless moments. A big round of applause for that, ladies and gentlemen. But what would you say is your priceless moment as far as the cricketing career is concerned? A as captain and B as player.
Well, the answer would be very different. A lot of people would be expecting, okay, this is something that he would pick, that is something that he would pick. But the two special moments, first I would say it was just after the 2007 T20 World Cup. We landed in Mumbai. So for a lot of us, we were part of the team that went to England. And from England, we got selected and we went to South Africa for the T20 World Cup. So we won, we were coming back, and that day it was very cloudy and it was raining. So we started our descent, we were about to land, and I look outside, I'm like, you know what, it's raining, there would be nobody to receive us. We shall book all our flights and we'll go back to our respective cities because we have been out for so long. So we land, and even before immigration, there were like loads of people to receive us. And I still remember, we were in a double-decker bus. It was an open-top
No
bus.
one can forget that experience. Raining, cloudy.
Yes, and it took us literally 5 hours from the airport to the Wankhede Stadium. We all got wet. We were in the bus. We dried up somehow. We again got wet because in between again it was raining. So it happened like twice or thrice. And then the most memorable moment came. So what is called the Queen's Necklace. We are right in the center. There are people all around. There are cars parked all around. There are people on the street. You look ahead, there are thousands of people. You look behind, there's thousands of people. And everybody had a smile on their face. None of them were sitting in the car. All of them were outside. They were having their cameras. They had that smile. They were clicking pictures. I don't know how many of them actually missed their flights or were very late for work. It was not late. It would have been very late for work. But that's what it meant to them. We were thinking, okay, we'll go back home. And then the kind of response we got. And also, we don't really have anything to compare it to. Because 2011 we won, but there was no celebration like that.
Like this.
Because we never went out, nothing really happened. Even the time when we won, we were in the stadium till 1:30. And we actually, I personally actually didn't see the people celebrate on the street. Whatever we saw was on television. So, that was a very memorable moment. The second would be, it was during the 2011 World Cup. It was during the finals. We were we were playing at Wankhede. And it was like 10 or 15 runs were needed. And me and Yuvraj, we were batting. And all of a sudden, the crowd, they start singing the song Vande Mataram.
Oh my God, that gives me goosebumps.
And you're right in the middle, and imagine 40,000 people, saying Vande Mataram. And so it used to start from, let's say if it started from North Stand, your ears actually move because it goes around. So that would be my second most memorable moment, or one or two, I can't really stack it saying this was the preferred moment, but it was something that was very, very special. And I don't know if I would ever be able to witness something like that, because you may have 40,000 people singing the national anthem or singing the national song, but that atmosphere, the moment, the hard work that was put for that 45-50 days, during the World Cup, whether it will come or not. So I feel these are the two priceless moments when it comes to my cricketing career. And there have been lots of other moments, but these two I think were very, very priceless, to me.
you. You are a very country proud man, and the fact that you've joined the army, and what does playing for India mean to you? And also leading India, it's two different things. It's one to get that blue jersey and then to lead that team of blue.
Well, leading India was like I won't even say a dream, because I never thought I'll play for India. If you can't play for India, how can you ever dream of, leading the Indian cricket team? So that was like, everything has a radar. It was beyond the radar, so let's not even talk about it. But playing for the country, again, I was somebody who lived in the present. I was very much about what I'm supposed to do now, what I'm supposed to do the next day or the coming days. So to me, playing cricket was very important, whether I played for my school team or my district or my state or my zone. So I always kept things very simple. So finally, when I got a chance, all of a sudden you start to figure out what really is happening. And the good thing with cricketers, or the bad thing with cricketers or sports people is, first of all, we get a chance, which is a good thing. We get a chance to represent the country.
Sure.
But the only problem is you can only represent the country for a period of time. It may be 3 years, it may be 5 years, it may be 15 years. So, once you have finished your cricketing career or sports career, you can no longer represent your country unless you start doing something else, which happens to be on that line. So, for me personally, the most important thing is, whenever I'm going out representing my country, I want to give it my best shot. It's not about the expectation that others have from me. For me, it's all about what good I can do, how well I can contribute, and you keep taking it forward. Yeah. If you make your debut, you are different. Once you reach a stage where your career is ending, then it's not only about your performance. You have to make sure that others who are part of the team, the youngsters, they get the right guidance, so that they are the ones who will take care of the future of cricket or sports. So there are other kind of responsibilities that fall in front of you. But overall, I always felt country was the biggest motivation for me. It was never about scoring runs or taking wickets. It was more about the team should do well and we should win the games. And that always helped, because it kept things very simple. Once you start getting into the groove of, I want to score runs, I want to take wickets, I want to do this, we play a team sport. So for us, it's always about, all of us moving together. And, what is something that you can do, but maybe some of the others can't do. To realize all of that and then to move forward, taking that added responsibility, that's what makes you, slightly special. Because you can always think about what is good for you, but what is good for the team, and then you keep moving forward with that decision, is something that will make people appreciate you, especially the ones who are part of the team.
So you just spoke of youngsters. I mean, what advice would you give a youngster today who's getting into cricket or sport, any kind of competitive sport maybe?
The youngsters today, the only piece of advice I would give them, which was very relevant when I made my debut or people in the 80s played, cricket is the core. You take care of cricket, everything else will take care of itself.
So this is you. Your social media, I follow you on Instagram, has got lots of videos and lots of images of your beautiful little daughter. Tell us or share with us one of the most priceless moments that you've had with her. I mean, there are plenty, because most of his feed is Ziva and him. What does the name mean?
It's a Hebrew name. Basically, it means light. Okay. So
she is the light of your life, clearly.
Yes, and we picked it from a serial. There used to be a serial called NCIS. I don't know how many of you watched it. There was a character named Ziva in that. I somehow always liked small names, which are not very heavy, But then I realized Ziva Singh Dhoni becomes a very heavy name, when you put all the things together. But anyways, that was done. So my most priceless moment with Ziva was, I missed her birth. I was busy with the 2015 World Cup. My wife still curses me. She's like, okay, when she grows up, I will tell her that your father was not there when she was born, when you were born. So I think the most priceless moment was after the World Cup, when we came back, and Sakshi and Ziva, they were still in Delhi at that point of time, Gurgaon. And the first time I saw her, I picked her up, and she must be 2 months or 1.5 months, and she made a lot of noise. That was the first time she was seeing me. I don't know whether she saw me or not, because they say as a kid who's 1 month, 2 months, they can't really see long.
Yeah, their vision isn't developed.
But for the full 5 minutes, she was making noise, she was giggling, and Sakshi was like, she has never done it. I don't know why she's doing it. She even had problem with that. Why is she doing it? Why she never
First you
does
were not
it
there.
with me?
Now she's
Yes.
come. Why is she responding to you like this?
Yeah, so I think that was a priceless moment, because whatever said and done, that first time when you see your newborn, something happens which is very difficult to describe in word. And from that till now, she's 4.5, and every time she comes in and she has a new question or answer, and the latest is, when you ask me, okay, why do you love Papa? Papa is money.
Oh, wow.
I don't know who taught her, but she's straightforward. She's like, why do you love Papa? Oh, because Papa is money. But that's how today's kids are. I remember when I was growing up, if my father is in that room, I would be in some other room. If my father is speaking, you'll always keep quiet. But I think that was the last generation. The coming generation is more of the type, where the son or the daughter, once they turn 18 or 20 or 21, whatever the legal age is, they'll be like, Dad, come, let's go for a drink. So that's where the future is heading. And it will be very strange when all of a sudden the father says, Beta, I don't drink. Okay, you can give me company. You have a soda, I'll drink beer.
So, okay, tell me this. What is the most important thing that success has taught you?
Success teaches you to be humble in life. And I felt
No, it doesn't teach everybody. It's wonderful, and I'm sure all of you will agree with me that he has so much humility, and he's such a humble person in spite of achieving so much. What you have learnt is humility. Not everybody has that kind of humility after success.
I'll tell you, as human beings, we are the most complex creatures. German Shepherd. Maybe there are 5 of us who have German Shepherd. Usually their characters are quite the same. You may have a lab. Labs are quite the same. We are the only person where 2 siblings born as twins will have very different characters. We study the same syllabus in school. CBSE में पढ़ाई की है, ये हमारे courses हैं. But what happens? Exam होता है, same teacher पढ़ा रही है सब कुछ, but the results are very different.
Yes.
So why cricket is so close to life is, you score 100 today and the very next game you get out on a 0. So I personally always say cricket is a great leveler. It levels you out.
Sure.
You start flying high, it brings you down. And the thing, it's more of a mental game than a physical game. It's the mind that is much more stronger. And these are the things that you keep teaching the youngsters. Even if they are not a sports person, that if you are able to control your mind, you can actually do a lot of things better in life. Because mind is the most powerful thing. We all think it's a physical, I am tired, I can't run more. It's the mind that is telling the body you can't run more.
That's right.
So, what cricket teaches you is to be humble in life. Or I would say the syllabus that is covered by cricket. Of course, there are individuals who will pick what they want to pick. It is glamorous. Yes, it is glamorous. To be humble is more important to be part of the glamour.
Sure.
So the small thing, the hard work, the discipline, the honesty.
Okay, you've heard this Captain Cool title about 2 million times. How cool are you at home? What does family mean to you? Are you
Definitely, I'm not that cool because
and how much do you think you've changed after becoming a husband, after becoming a parent?
Well, once the number of matches came down, because once you are playing for the country, you need to follow a certain protocol as to what works for you and how you are able to perform. And it's not like once you get married, all of a sudden you can change that procedure. So when I'm playing cricket, I'm still the same, what I was, before 2010. But over the years, what has happened is now, whenever you get some free time, you want to go back home. You want your wife to be there. You want your daughter to be there. You want to spend time with your parents. Often when you are in the process of, securing your future, often you neglect the fact that your mom, your dad also spent a lot of time doing what you are doing right now.
Right.
So this in turn is the time when they want to spend time with you. So it becomes very critical how to balance, how to do that, because one of the facts of life is our parents work really hard for us.
Yes.
We are working very hard for our future.
Yes.
We don't know whether my son or my daughter, how well they'll do in life. If I am doing well, why not put that extra 15-20% and try to make it, even more secure for them. So you have to always try and balance it out.
Are you going to write a book? There are lots of books on you, but are you going to write your own autobiography at any point?
I live in the present, so usually I forget what has happened in the past.
That's
so
a good way to live life.
Especially to get to a lot of things. कि अच्छा पाकिस्तान मैच के पहले क्या मूड था. So now तो fiction में चला जाता है. You say okay, whatever is the right thing, just write a fiction. Oh, I was under pressure. I was not sure, and especially before your beginnings. Let's say I scored a 148. I was like, I was not sure. I was very down. I was very out. I couldn't sleep the whole night. I got up early in the morning. I said, okay, I'll go to the gym. So, वो story लिखते चली जाओ, and it will become a hit, because that's what book is supposed to do. It is supposed to make your life look so difficult that others will be like, yeah, he has worked really hard in life.
So you are a good multitasker because you're focused. You're multifaceted also because you recently took part in or performed for the MasterCard campaign, priceless campaign. You shot in Simla. क्या dialogue बोलते हैं? Wow!
We had a very good director. मेरा performance अच्छा नहीं रहा, मतलब director अच्छा नहीं था. So it's not my headache. ये तो
नहीं, डायरेक्टर्स अच्छे होते हैं, पर प्रॉब्लम ये है कि जो सामने वाला होता है वो परफॉर्म नहीं करता कभी कभी. और आपने जैसे भी रिपीट किया, जैसे भी किया, अच्छा किया. एक बार सबको सुना दो वो लाइन, वो चटनी वाली लाइन.
नहीं, मैं तो भूल भी गया चटनी वाली लाइन. It's very difficult to remember lines, and especially when you're working with others. I always say, director जो बोलेगा मैं वो करूँगा. If it's not good, it's the problem of the director, not me.
Okay. All right, now we've seen you wield the bat and wield it so successfully. We'd like for you to wield another wooden equipment before we move forward. See, we are very multifaceted over here.
Okay, I'll tell you. This must be from the Instagram. So basically there's a story behind it. I can't play this thing. I'll tell you what happened. So Shikhar was learning at that point of time. So he used to travel with the बांसुरी. So उसके पास दो थे. So I took one.
You know which side is correct?
Yeah, that much I know.
Okay.
So basically I was holding it like that. Shikhar was playing on my left. I was not playing it. Shikhar was playing it. I was just doing my part.
You were not even like...
So that much I was doing.
You were convincing enough to like...
Yes.
Make fool some people. Okay, now I have a very quick rapid fire.
I'm ready.
Okay, first thing that comes to mind, yeah? What is it that money can't buy?
Love.
What do you not want more of?
Bikes.
Honest confession. What is your most priceless gift that you've ever received?
I'm waiting for the gift.
Hasn't come yet?
No, because once you've said it, then people won't give you any more gifts.
No, but then you can always keep raising the bar, na?
I'm still waiting.
कुछ तो बढ़िया मिला होगा, priceless. I'll give you a hint. My daughter. No? Okay. No?
It's not a gift, it was hard work. And I'm still working for that. So.
Okay, my most priceless possession.
Has to be my collection of bikes.
Back to the bikes, okay.
Yeah, which my mother and my wife and my sister call scrap.
Oh, okay. One secret no one knows about you.
That's why it's a secret. Nobody knows about it.
But now's the time to share it. Come on.
No, then it's no more a secret.
Okay, fine. Which describes you better, Captain Cool or Helicopter Dhoni?
I think Captain Cool is, people call me that more often than Helicopter Dhoni. That's the first time I've heard it.
Okay,
Helicopter Dhoni.
That's because I made it up. All right, 3 things on your bucket list.
Skydiving on my own, not
I've
tandem.
done buddy also. That's not counted, you're right.
Not
On
tandem.
your own,
Tandem
yeah,
is like,
yeah,
I've
yeah.
done static line jump, so Tandem after that is like a demotion, not a promotion.
Okay.
So that
That's
will
one.
be one. Flying in a fighter plane,
Flying in or flying a?
in.
In.
Because I know I can't fly a.
It's never too
Because-
late. It's never say never.
No, first of all, you can learn how to fly.
Yes.
Second, you can fly a commercial plane. ये fighter plane कहाँ से उठा के लाऊंगा मैं?
You have friends in higher places.
Yeah. Not for a fighter plane.
Okay.
For a commercial jet, maybe yes. But third, I have not decided. I don't know what that third will be.
Something underwater?
No, I don't know how to swim, so definitely
Oh, right.
I'm not
Okay.
going underwater.
What is the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning?
Switch off the alarm.
Okay.
Because I always get up with an alarm, irrespective whether I'm working or I'm not working. It's an alarm. Good morning.
Favorite movie dialogue?
Well, अमिताभ की कोई भी dialogues,
एक सुना दो ना सबको.
डॉन का इंतजार तो 11 मुल्कों की पुलिस कर रही है, पर डॉन को पकड़ना मुश्किल ही नहीं, नामुमकिन है.
Beautiful. Most priceless relationship?
I think with my mother.
Beautiful. Most priceless conversation ever that you'll never forget?
I have forgotten, so I don't think I have a conversation like that.
Nobody's picked your brain like that? Okay. Most priceless decision ever taken?
Well, people say it's giving Joginder Sharma the last over in T20 World Cup. But I don't think it was a very difficult decision. But people compliment me for that.
Most fearful moment?
Jumping out of the aircraft for the first time.
What is the best compliment you've ever received?
I can act.
That you can act?
Yeah.
I mean, you got it right now?
In the TVC.
Yeah, I
नहीं,
just
पहले
gave it to you.
पहले भी मिल चुका है.
Okay, your weirdest fan moment?
Imagine we were sitting in the bus. I'm usually in the last seat, and Dada is like, "MS, वो तेरी fan है यार. At least say a hello, na." So I was like, okay. I went down. She came and she hugged me. So my hands were up. I'm like,
Okay. What are you not good at?
maths. And by maths, I don't mean plus, minus, multiply, divide, trigonometry. All of that I'm not good at.
Okay.
Because that time I was playing cricket, so I have no clue about it.
What is the one thing that you'd like to change about yourself?
I'm very bad with the phone.
Very bad with the phone? As in?
I can't talk on the phone. Usually I leave it, it's on silent. Somebody sends me a message, I send the message or reply back after 1 day, 2 days, or at time I just forget. So that's something I would definitely like to change.
So your communication skills?
No, my communication skills are good. My communication skill via the phone is bad.
Last question of the rapid fire. That priceless moment that gave you your first grey hair. Do you remember it?
I think it started very early in our career, because every game that you play when it comes to cricket, it may be your last game. So like my 5th game was almost my last game. People say different things about it, but I had not scored in the first 4 games. The 5th game, after the game, there was a selection meeting that was held. So there's 99% chances coming from Bihar, Jharkhand, which was not very well known for cricket. If I had not scored in that game, I think 90% I would have been kicked out of the team, which people say no.
That's where your first grey hair came.
I think so.
Probably.
Yeah. I think it's a good thing to have or get grey hair because it shows that you think about certain things in life. You do get stressed about things in life. But the amount of grey hair and beard that I've got, I think if I don't color my hair, I'll be like Amitabh Bachchan. That's how grey I am, so...
Really?
Yes, at 39...
See, that's one secret that he's just shared with us.
No,
See,
this I have shared with a lot of people.
You have? Big round of applause. Dhoni. Always straight from the heart. Very focused and a multitasker as well.